Global networking of operations. The increasing globalization is enhancing the scope of global networking of operations for optimizing the operations and increasing the competitiveness. The increased freedom for factors and functions to move within the international production systems of TNCs facilitated by the liberalization has been the major facilitator of this. Linkages can now be more easily established with suppliers, buyers, and even competitors, and they can reach across the world. They may also involve other foreign affiliates or local firms. The World Investment Report 2002 points out that there are three core elements critical to the international production systems: governance, global value chains, and geographic configuration. The first element is governance, or the structure of control that determines the geographic and functional distribution of business activities and ensures their coordination. International production system governance occurs in forms ranging from ownership linkages that provide direct managerial supervision to various non-equity linkages in which formally independent intermediaries, suppliers, producers, and marketers are linked through a variety of relationships such as franchising, licensing, subcontracting, marketing, contracts, common technical standards, or stable trust-based business relationships. The second element of an international production system is the organization and distribution of production activities and other functions in what is commonly known as the global value chain. The core competitive advantages of TNCs can reside anywhere along the value chains through although in practice they tend to cluster in one component. Value chains are becoming fragmented as business functions are differentiated into ever more specialized activities. Functional specificity allows TNCs to distinguish activities with widely varying inputs, capacity requirements, and financial returns, even within the same industry or production process. As a result, there is a general trend towards functional specialization, which contrasts with the type of vertically integrated structures and uh, characterize many TNCs until quite recently. The third element of international production systems, which holds particular interest for developing countries, is their geographic configuration in an effort to acquire a portfolio of locational assets that maximizes the competitiveness of the corporate system as a whole. The past 15 years have seen great changes in the detriments of the optimal location of TNC activities and hence in the geographic distribution of technology, production, and marketing activities within international production systems. Production has been internationally dispersed for decades, but the trend towards integration over ever larger geographic scales is relatively new. Perhaps a more striking trend has been the geographic dispersal of the global value chain functions. Product development. Product designing and other aspects of product development are important for the point of view of product features, performance inputs required, and usage manufacturing requirements, cost production, etc. Globalization has widened the opportunities for product development, including R&D. The different stages of product development may be carried out in different parts of the world. The fundamental research may be done in one place, designing in another place, and engineering somewhere else. Such opportunities help enhance the competitiveness of firms. Several well-known MNCs have R&D facilities in developing countries to take advantage of quality of human resources and low cost. The Intel India development had written 50 invention disclosures in 2 years and emerged as one of the most successful R&D groups of the chip maker giant. The Bangalore-based center, Intel's largest non-manufacturing centers outside US, had been able to convert 10 of these disclosures into patents. The liberalization helps facilitate Indian firms also in taking advantage of the global opportunities for product development. There are several Indian products from automobile to soda maker. The design development of which was done abroad. These products are getting acceptance abroad. Indian pharmaceutical firms like Dr. Ran Bakshi and Reddy Labs have gone for collaboration with foreign firms in respect of advanced phases of new product introduction. Location strategy. The location of production facilities of a global corporation may be influenced by a number of factors. Nature of organization. The organizational model is a major detriment of the locations. For example, in a multinational company, the subsidiaries do most of the production for their respective markets. In an international company and global company, there is a tendency to centralize co-production activities in the home country. The transitional cooperation is characterized by globally integrated networks of production facilities and other factors. Cost. Given other factors such as political factors, organizational model, and strategic orientation, the overall cost of operation is often the most important consideration in the location decision making. Important factors which determine the cost include the following. Scale economies. Where there is large scale economies in production tends to concentrate in one or very limited number of locations. Such concentration may be in the home country or foreign countries. Nature of assembly operation. If there is large economies of scale production of component and if the assembly operations are labor intensive, the locations of a components manufacture and assembly operations could be different. The assembly operations may be carried out in countries where the labor is very cheap. Taxes and transport costs. The import duty structure also influences the location of production phases. If the import duty is very high on finished product and comparatively low on components, it would encourage assembling of the product in the foreign market. If the cost of transporting the finished good is significantly higher than the components, exports in the KCD form would be preferred and the assembling of the product would be done in the foreign market. This will be particularly attractive if the labor is cheap in the foreign market. Sometimes the import duty and transport cost will favor the complete or most of the manufacturing activity in the foreign market. Exchange rate variation. Exchange rate variations may also influence the import versus manufacturing decision. A depreciation of the foreign currency, the home currency, will make import into a foreign country costly, and this may encourage production within the foreign market. Availability and cost of inputs. Availability and cost of inputs include land and infrastructure, obviously, are critical factors influencing the location decision. The infrastructure and other facilities and incentives are attraction of export processing and special economic zones. Logistical factors. Certain locations are preferred because of logistical reasons. The cost and ease of moving products to various markets. Some locations, Singapore for examples, are indeed regarded as the hub of international operations. Product life cycle and pattern of demand. The stage in the product life cycle may influence the location of production base. As explained in the International Product Life Cycle Theory, when the product is in the declining stage of the life cycle or when the technology product becomes standardized, the production base tends to shift to the developing countries. Several products which have become obsolete or declined in demand in the developed countries are supplied from developing country production base, either by own subsidiaries or joint ventures or by subcontracting. Although they were solely or mostly manufactured in the developed country, in the Hades. For example, some Japanese MNCs which market VCR, VCPs around the world now source them from developing countries. In some versions of the product has a large demand in some country and only very small demand in some other country. That product is likely to be produced in the country with large demand and exported to the other country. Suzuki intends to use India as a sourcing base for the 800cc model. According to the plans of Toyota, in future, India will be production base for subcompact cars, from where it will be exported to other countries. Toyota produces its luxury cars, Lexus, only in Japan and plans to shift the manufacture of all sports utility vehicles to the US. High cost luxury cars are imported to India by different companies either in the completely built unit form or a CKD form because of the limited demand. Nature of product. The nature of the product, such as perishability, weight losing, or weight adding characteristic during the production process also influences the location decision. Government policies and regulation. Government regulations such as foreign investment policies, environmental regulations, local content stipulations, labor laws, taxation, assistance, and incentives, dividend policies influence the location. Thank you.